Dragon Drop Podcast.
It's episode 56,
5-6.
and we're here.
Yes.
Back
It's
to
a
the
meme.
Dragon Drop. What's the secret code behind 56, you might ask? That's for another day, because I have no idea.
8 times 7. Right?
Is it 56?
I think.
That's
Right.
math.
It's a prime number.
I don't
Watch
think
out.
that's not true, is it? Is it? It's not a prime number. A
Watch
prime
out.
number can only be divided by itself and 1, right? And if it can be divided by 8 and 7, then it's not a prime number. Right?
Why, when they count down, why do they count down to launch a rocket instead of count up? Like, why can't we count to 10
T minus.
instead of counting down to 1?
Maybe so you know to go at 0 and don't have to send a memo out. We're going at 10 this time. We're going at 15 this time. We're going at 30 this time.
Oh, so it's not like a 10-second countdown. It's like a 2-hour countdown, and when we
It's
hit
like
0, that means go.
I think it's like 5 minutes.
5-minute countdown? Couldn't it be a 5-minute count up, like we go on 5 minutes instead of we go on 0?
I haven't watched one of those Tesla ship launches in a while, so. Uh-oh.
You're missing out. Lots of debris in the ocean, lots of chemtrails, that we're concerned about.
I believe the word's contrail.
Chemtrail?
Yeah, I don't think that's the right word.
I thought it was
It's
chemtrail.
like Con Air.
Con Air? I thought that was like ex-cons, like convicts in the air, and then they take over the plane. What would you rather have take over the plane? A bunch of murderers from America or the Taliban? I'm going with murderers from America.
Like who? John Wayne Gacy.
Just like, dudes from the hood, who like got into the gang violence. If you had a bunch of them on the plane, they took over the plane versus the Taliban.
Dude,
I feel safer with the hood dudes.
You notice you never hear about like a gangster serial
They know how to
killer.
drive a plane.
The gangsters are never serial killers. It's always the white dudes.
Well, I think it's like, what's a serial killer? Because it's like there's the guys that are like in their bedroom, kind of like all creepy and stuff. Those are
What
the
is
white
The
dudes.
definition of a serial killer. It's like it's someone that just like kills people over time, right? Just keeps doing it.
Yeah, but people in the hood do that. Like it's like like they kill multiple people in the hood. They're all. You watch
He's a shooter.
The Chicago guys. They're like,
Okay,
when they talk about
you have to murder
Yeah, go ahead,
3 or
Dean.
more people over a significant period of time with separate events and often with a cooling off period between the killings.
I'm trying to think of the guy.
When someone asks me, how you doing? I'll be like, I'm in my cooling off period right now. So better than I was, but they'll be like, oh, okay. What was going on? I can't get into that.
Like King Von. Do you guys know King Von?
No, man.
I know of them.
That's
Yeah.
a-
He was a
that's
rapper, I think, out of
content creator.
Chicago. He's a rapper out of Chicago that he got
Take a
murdered,
deal.
but like he was the murderer, and like there was interviews of guys that were adjacent to him, and he's like, everyone talks about Vaughn and like he's the guy, but it's like we're all murderers, we're all out here murdering, and so
Yeah, murdering the beats, dude. Hell
murdering
yeah.
beats, murdering pussy, murdering the ops.
He's a preeminent figure in the drill genre. That's probably why I've never heard of him. I don't listen to drill.
Yep, that's Chief Keef. Chief Keef was the OG.
Do you know that?
coming out
You
of
know
Chicago.
that Future song? That's the meme now.
What song?
I got the keys.
The Let Me Know.
I don't know. Future's like he's big.
But do you
Yeah.
know the meme song? I've just been hearing it all over, dude. I gotta play it real quick. It's Let
As a TikTok song.
Me Know. I'm not on TikTok. It's a YouTube short song to me.
Oh, okay. It sounds like a black lab.
Now, can you do
Or
that?
try- Well, the thing about Future is, it's like he has his own language that you can't understand any of his words, but that's how his style's always been. He kind of came up through Lil Wayne, who you could kind of understand most of his words, and then Future sent it to a whole new, wave where you can't understand any.
It says, "Do you love the way I do when I'm loving your body?" They're real
This
words.
is AI lyrics.
The song's 10 years old. So
I
it's
mean,
pre
he had
ChatGPT. But according to ChatGPT, the Declaration of Independence was written by AI.
Let's
I
go.
saw a picture that said 99.9% chance the text was written by AI for the Declaration of Independence.
Well, see, are you familiar with remote viewing?
Yeah.
So is remote viewing, is it bound by time, or can you remote view outside of time and any time? So it's like a location always exists, but is the location existing, you can view it as of now or as of a
If
time?
it's a read only, then it can exist outside of time. But if you can control what you're viewing, then it probably exists in the same time. Because you're probably not controlling something in the future.
So like all these breakthroughs, is that just remote viewing where they
Well,
kind of like can tap in and then get the deets
No.
and then bring them back?
No, it's not.
It's not.
From my understanding, the remote viewing, they have a lot more confidence in what happened in the past than anything that's going on actively or in the future, because the future hasn't happened yet and the future doesn't even exist.
Are you guys talking
So
about
you
using like
can't-
TeamViewer or Splashtop? Or are you talking about some psycho conspiracy version of remote viewing?
No, like the government spent probably billions of
Oh.
dollars
So the second one.
to yeah, into
You're talking
people.
computer screen.
Yeah, I'm talking about computers.
No.
No, there's the one where there was a downed Russian aircraft and they needed to find it, and they used remote viewers and they found the location within a couple.
Go ahead and
couple
describe what a
miles.
remote viewer is to me, because how's that different than just watching a video?
So basically, they sit there and
Who?
they are able to a person who can remote view. And
What is
they
remote viewing?
can-
Don't use the word remote view in the definition.
So they can project themselves to a location and describe what's happening in
So
the
like a
location.
kid live on TikTok is a remote viewer.
Well, no, because he's actually
That's
he's
too
there.
literal.
He's there. Like you have to not be there, and then like you could project yourself into Osama bin Laden's house, and then like
What?
you
Where are
could
you
say
getting
he's
this?
he's home.
What
he's
is-
home? Remote viewing's big, dude. This goes back to the 60s.
Paranormal practice where individuals claim to perceive information about a distant or unseen target through their minds.
It's,
Okay.
it's right there. The CIA has been using it for decades. Psychic spying.
So it's not real.
Oh no,
There's
they
no
use it.
scientific evidence that remote viewing exists, and the topic of remote viewing is generally regarded as pseudoscience.
Look up Project
true.
Stargate.
Not true. Not true.
Project Stargate.
Oh, Bill.
There you go.
You'll believe anything until you immediately don't, right?
Not on Wikipedia. I mean, of course they don't want us to believe in remote viewing.
You use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is literally just copy pasting Wikipedia to you.
I don't believe everything it tells me. I like to make my own assumptions.
Okay. Grok, is this
But-
true?
If remote viewing wasn't true, why is the government spent millions and millions of dollars researching it over decades?
Maybe to figure out if it's true. That's usually how you do science.
It's true. We've seen the research.
Okay, man. You just all right. It's true to you.
Like they don't need spies because they can just remote view.
Okay, do you believe in any of these other new age belief topics here, like Ashtar, Chakra, Diva, Earth changes, Earth mysteries, Eternal Now, Higher Self, Huna, Indigo Children, Perennial Philosophy, Psychometry, Pyramid Power, Quantum Mysticism, Self-Help Books, Soulmate, Spiritual but not religious, Star
I don't
People.
believe in self-help books.
I see a lot of Star People shit on Instagram Reels. They think their kid's a star seed. You believe in that?
Not really. I think that's people trying to make themselves feel special in a world where they're not special.
Oh yeah, exactly. But there's thousands.
Indigo
and
Child
thousands.
Rick.
Yeah, what is an indigo child? What is this?
It's similar.
Special-
Basically, yeah.
okay,
They
kids
possess special, unusual,
X-Men.
and sometimes supernatural traits or abilities.
got little X-Men. Okay, and that's not real. Why? Why is remote viewing real, but the indigo children aren't real?
Well, the remote viewing, they've used it in the CIA, and they've done studies where they can say, okay, I'm holding up a certain type of symbol, and then they draw the symbol, or there's a picture on the other side of the screen, and they are like, what is this picture? and they're able to, tell you what the picture is.
Psychics. Okay, so I was gonna Google is remote viewing real? As you see here, the first search result is remote viewing evil.
I mean, of course they don't want us to, like, the public to be tapped into it, because then it's like everyone could take advantage of remote viewing. Of course they don't want us to do that, because then we could get into Pizzagate.
Did you get
and
into
be
this
in
from
their-
your listening to people tell their dead body stories or their near death? Because like they're just making stuff up too.
No, not the near-death experiences, dude. Those are real.
God damn it!
All of them.
All
They're all selling a book, by the way.
yeah, yes,
But,
yeah. They're all real.
Yeah, the near-death experiences is funny. I'll put them on like when I'm trying to fall asleep. I'm listening to it in my head, and I'm like falling
It's
into
the
like
worst time, dude.
I'm like falling into like sleep, and then I'll almost like have nightmares, like waking nightmares, listening to them describe like hell, and then I wake up and turn my earbuds off. I'm like, all right, time for real sleep.
This is like women listening to murder podcasts going to sleep, and you just like you
Dude,
wake
have
up for a second and
earbuds
you're
in bed?
yeah, why not?
Well, I have to, because she's sleeping next to me, and I gotta put my earbuds in.
Same, dude.
Yeah.
I get the little the foam stuffy so they stick in better. I always replace the silicone ones.
I grew up doing a sleep timer on the TV. I grew up sleeping
Jesus.
to TV. Yeah, you set a sleep timer for an hour. You know you're gonna be sleeping the next hour, but you sleep to the TV.
I grew up sleeping to silence in the dark, and Lucy has to have the TV on, so I always got the earbuds on.
Earbuds to listen to stuff.
I don't want to hear Mysteries at the Museum with Dan Wildman. Or
She's got the TV playing in the bedroom with both of you.
while we're sleeping 24/7, pretty much. It's like good
The whole
eat-
night
good-
it's
yes,
TV?
Good Eats. What other? So many shows I've seen.
Well, you have to turn it
15
off because
No.
it needs to be dark. It needs to be dark when you sleep.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Dude, I have aluminum foil on my windows because I need
What?
it to be that. I know. I told my neighbor, I said, don't think we're weird meth heads.
Why
Like, I'm not
aluminum
just making
foil?
meth in here.
Why aluminum foil instead of just like a curtain?
A blackout.
Because it's totally opaque. You cannot see through any, if you just have a curtain, you can still sneak
You
around.
get a
Yeah, you
blackout.
get a
You can get a blackout
blackout
curtain. Yeah, I got blackout curtains.
Well, we have custom shades that were really expensive, and then buying a curtain and drilling into the wall,
Yeah.
we're not getting into that.
Okay, all right.
As you can see, I have nothing hanging on the walls. There's a reason for that, and it's not my choice.
Yeah, you're a urban gangster killer. I mean, serial killer.
Weird white people stuff.
Yeah, just put something on the wall, dude. Anything.
I was thinking about something to put on the wall, but I look at sometimes late at night. I'll look at stuff online about stuff I could put on the wall, and it'll just be I'm like fantasizing about
Get
having
like
wall
a
decorations.
2 foot by 4 foot portrait of your favorite internet personality, Charlie Kirk.
Well, that's fucked up. That'd be bad.
Let's get a
I don't.
nice
I don't.
Charlie Kirk behind you. And a
Yeah, I
Ben,
don't really want to idolize people.
and a Ben Shapiro next to him.
Ooh.
You tell me that you hear things from Charlie Kirk, so
Yeah,
part of
he's
your,
out there.
He's part of your circle. He
he's-
likes to go to colleges and argue with 19-year-olds.
This is true. It's
He's just got a raging boner the whole time. He's debating and owning these noobs. That guy's crazy.
Crush the libs, dude.
Yep,
I think like the command strip, the sticky stuff you put on the walls, this shit will take off the paint. So like that doesn't work. But
Yep.
doing little thumb pins or whatever, that shit can you got paint. fill it.
What's making your aluminum foil stick to the window?
Tape.
Just taping it. Oh, all right.
Yep. Tape.
You could print out pictures and just get some tape and
Just tape pictures. My high school bedroom, I did all my walls were filled with like clips from magazines. Like I had my whole everything was filled with shoes and like babes and whatever, So I like to express myself, and I'm a sheltered man. I'm like a caged animal. You had to let me out, let me express a little purple. I mean, let me do a little purple. I don't like purple, but I feel like it's kind of gay. And it's like when people
Purple's
come over, like,
royal.
why is your stuff purple? And it's like, it's a
Royalty.
little purple. Yeah, little, when you get to have that much power, you're probably a little gay.
Purple ink came from crushed up snails, I think. So it was a
Yeah.
symbol of royalty.
Snail goo.
Hard to get.
High
Hard to get.
class.
Anyways, big news today. Big news happened. Ye is no longer a anti-Semite. He says he is done with anti-Semitism. He loves all people. God forgive me for the pain I've caused. I forgive those who've caused me pain. Thank you, God. I simply got a FaceTime for my kids, and I want to save the world again. And then he said, the earth itself is in God's kingdom. God calls for peace, share love. Then he posted an album on iTunes that goes to nothing.
Damn, dude.
Link to my album when they unblock it. Please buy it. Kanye's got his girl just naked out all the time. I mean, maybe that's just her decision, but still, that's very funny. Praise God, all this
Wait,
Christian stuff.
what do you think the FaceTime
Naked
was?
wife.
Naked wife.
What do you think the FaceTime was that got him to stop being a Nazi?
I don't think he is a Nazi, or he is just gonna change because he says so on Twitter. I mean, he says whatever for attention anyways, so
Yeah,
why would you believe him this time?
I believe everything he says because I think he believes
Yeah.
it. As long as he's high on that nitrous for that couple minutes, he believes what he's saying. So,
If I were to guess, it's like his kids were having fun, and he's living kind of a miserable existence at the moment. It was his kids just having fun.
No
And, like,
album. That would have been a
Dad,
good
come home.
distraction. Yeah.
my guess is like Kim wasn't going to let his kids be around him while he was a Nazi. You know,
That makes sense.
and he wanted to be able to see his kids again. Or maybe his daughter said that, he sucks, and now he's got to not be a Nazi.
Yeah, the yay Nazi didn't last long enough.
It's interesting. In the
honestly.
same week, though, Ye is no longer being a Nazi, and Elon quit the government same week.
Coincidence?
Yeah.
New album in the works?
What? He just put one out.
Yesla?
What is yes?
You know, like yay Tesla.
Yesla?
It's
Like they're gonna
Yeah,
sell.
Yesla,
They're gonna sell electronic shoes.
could be. They're like car shoes,
Car shoes.
car rocket shoes.
Okay. Dan, you like Elden Ring, right? Are you a Soulsborner?
Yeah, I love it so much. I've never played it.
Same, dude. Same.
Let's go.
Anyways, I don't think any of us have played.
I
Elden
have
Ring,
it
but
though. I bought it right when it came out.
You bought it and didn't play it. Well, Alex Garland's making a movie.
Yep,
about,
I'm saving it.
Elden Ring.
You know,
For A24. He's pretty good at making movies, so it's a good director. to
yeah,
pick.
something about fingers and appendages.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
What?
Elden Ring. The finger imagery.
What are you talking about?
Is it about a finger? Oh, I guess rings go on fingers. So, is it about a finger?
It's just game content. I don't know. I haven't played it.
All right. Well, that's a thing. That's happening. In the Diddy update, Diddy allegedly did blow up Kid Cudi's car, and Kid Cudi testified against Diddy today. Said, "quote I wanted to fight him." Why did Diddy blow up Kid Cudi's car?
I honestly want to fight Kid Cudi too. He doesn't look like
No,
a
Kid Cudi said he wanted to
trustworthy
fight
person.
Diddy. Wait, you think? Wait. Between the two here, who's the more trustworthy person?
I don't know. Never thought about it. I don't know either of
But
them.
it's not Diddy. It's not. It's not Diddy. Diddy might be more trustworthy than Kid Cudi to you. Okay. He had thousands of gallons.
I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just
Baby oil.
saying about Kid Cudi. I might fight him.
I like Kid Cudi in college.
He,
He's,
ever since Man on the Moon, that was it.
Yep.
That was a good shit right there.
well, there's also the kid named Cudi.
Kid See Ghosts? Yeah.
He was the first
Yeah.
emo weed
That
rapper,
was okay.
right? Was there another?
Yeah, that's probably something. Yeah.
he kind of started a new genre of rap, the emo rap. So he probably led to Lil Peep.
Well, you could thank Kanye for that. His whole career, probably, right?
He was in that one
Yes.
song with Kanye. All of the Lights.
I think he was signed to Good Music, which is Kanye's label. I think Kanye is responsible for a lot of Kid Cudi's
So you're saying
success.
Glow up.
this is all because of Dave Chappelle then, because Kanye only exists because he was on an episode of Chappelle's Show in like 2003. So Dave Chappelle did.
But yeah,
all
I
of
mean,
this.
Cudi, I think was popular before Kanye got him. Like, and then
Was he though? Because like Man of the Moon was 2009.
is that when Kanye? Oh, that was on Good Music. Yeah, that was Kanye.
Was
That
it on Good Music?
Kanye's.
Good.
Thought so.
Yep.
Yep.
So, and that really was.
He was on Universal
that was an
Motown.
awesome album. Really good album.
Yeah, it's got a lot of hits, a lot of rat-a-tat.
Yeah.
But most of Kid Cudi's music sucks. Like
Yes.
his verse and
I
All of
didn't
the
even
Lights.
know about most of it. Look at all that.
Yeah, I gave a little bit of a chance, but
Whoa.
anything beyond Indicud is not for me.
Let me give you a little Kid Cudi vocal.
Yeah, that's his verse on All of the Lights.
Whoa.
Mm.
You
What,
might argue
we're
that
gonna
Kid Cudi created vibes.
We're gonna get a copyright strike, dude. You gotta chill.
I know that was spot on, Cudi.
Oh god, Kid Cudi, dude. All right. Derek wanted us to talk
Wizard.
about this new
Wizard.
truck. What do you guys know about this Slate truck? It's
Slate Automotive. They're based in Troy, Michigan.
owned
Does
by
that mean they're
Bezos.
manufactured in like Sterling Heights or some shit? Or
Let's make a
I don't
truck.
know. But I like the concept of a cheaper vehicle. What is the safety ratings for said cheaper vehicle concerning battery in the back of a truck? What is the depth of the truck bed and curb weight? I mean, it's a smaller vehicle, obviously, but
You can get it can be an SUV kind
yeah,
of.
you can make it whatever you want,
What-
dude. You can make it look like a Range Rover.
We're going truck, normal truck.
Pickup.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, regular cab.
what color?
I mean, just go Slate, right?
Bronze.
Yeah,
chicken
I don't
section.
want. I wouldn't put a wrap on.
Are
it,
you
dude.
saying Whip Dream or Glitterly?
I think standard, cheap.
Which one's
Cheap, cheap,
standard,
cheap.
man? Is it white or is it
It was a
silver?
gray
one.
Make my gray, Night
Unclick it.
Owl. You can't unclick it.
How about
You
yellow?
did.
Yellow. That's definitely not standard. Okay, yellow truck. Best of the zest. It's called. Partial wrap. Look at that. 2 colors.
That's pretty sick.
Okay, let's go with that. The Mud Master. Okay.
All right.
Very
It looks like a ketchup
Decals.
mustard.
kind of decals you want on here? You want the
You
stripes?
get a moonroof on it, a sunroof.
Let's get the
Dude,
stripes.
that's sick, honestly. Oh, wait, what was that?
It's a mulch ado about nothing. It's a business one.
Whoa.
Is like the towing capacity any worthwhile at all, or like the payload?
Like, could you fit a twin size mattress in this thing?
It's probably like
No.
a 4.5 foot bed. It's
Hell
basically
no.
useless.
I mean, but with the tailgate down, yeah, you probably
Okay, we're gonna get the
droop off.
one that says flower truck. Want to stripe it on the front?
Yeah,
There
is
we
it
go.
like a Maverick where it's like 4 or like what?
You guys like those stripes?
So good cosmetics so
back.
far. Let's see what's under the hood.
We're still okay. What is this? Surf brake, roof
Oh
rack.
my gosh.
Yeah, with the wheel wells, look how shallow that is. I mean, that's not a big deal, but
Okay, what color down here? Huh? I want some
Interesting.
yellow.
Ooh, a little yellow. We won't want to be visible.
Let's do as many colors as possible here.
damn.
Let's go yellow. Okay, what's
This is all pre-production though, so they're probably not going to stick with all these options. They're just being like, "Look at what we could do."
Look at how many
Right.
How
different
much you want
colors.
to bet?
Here, let's go with yellow. No, pink on that.
This is the worst looking truck I've ever seen.
Okay, a bumper stripe is also going to be pink. Okay, what is this?
This is going to be a $60,000 shittiest truck of all time.
Well, At least
right.
it's got kind of like a
Exterior.
protruding bumper, which has functionality that most trucks don't
You
even
can
have.
you can get it with no doors.
You can take the doors off.
No thanks.
Okay.
We need doors. We live in Michigan.
Okay. Doors are going back on.
Yeah, we need doors.
Oh, they're not removable. Yeah, it's just wow.
Let's keep the roof rack, I guess.
We don't. What do we need a roof rack for?
Hey, no roof rack.
Yeah, it's not functional.
You want a tire on the back?
Dude, that's how they should have all vehicles now. Tire in the back.
What are we
Why,
doing
why do
with-
they not do that anymore? Like, what
Oh,
the
those
hell?
are the little pop out for the tires there.
Yep, fender flares
All right.
for the
That's a-
same size tire.
Do you
Excellent.
need a step on for this tiny
We
ass truck?
don't need running boards. I mean, the bed step could be useful, but
Well,
Oh,
running
lift-
boards
lift
could
kit.
save the side of the body.
need a lift
from,
kit. Yes, lift kit. We need to lift this
Now
thing.
you can put
It's-
33s on it, you
It's-
know,
it's
and
lifted. Okay, what about this? This is like for your business.
No, we don't need that.
Okay.
that's all aftermarket stuff, dude. I mean,
The grill
factory lift is more valuable than any of the aftermarket shit.
with the grill to say California Republic.
Ooh, I kind of like that little one with the bear.
That's the California state flag one.
Big bear.
I like it. Little
Okay.
bear.
All right, got the bear on there. All right, wheels and tires. You can do quite a bit of customization here. Yeah.
They all look
I
like
mean,
shit.
that's what I'm saying. It seems unbelievable the amount of options they have. Like they would actually have all that different material available for custom order, or they'd have to like,
The
we'll
whole
give it to you
point-
in like 9 months. A year we'll be able to make it, but yeah.
The whole point is a simple truck, and then they give you a million options. The whole point is a simple truck.
There's so many options, dude.
How much?
It doesn't even say, man.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
this
now that the
website's
Maverick
useless.
was
Nothing I
like the
did
20K truck, now
is
it's like the
also a-
30K truck.
Google says
I
this
mean,
truck
that's
is
kinda
20K after EV credits. And the Mavericks are not 20K. They're like 28,
They
29.
well, what I was getting at is that they were 20K. Now they're over 30. So yeah, this coming into the market, you know, is a good thing. It's not going to force other manufacturers to compete with it. I think they're already like creating cheaper, smaller, compact trucks, maybe, but you know, more EVs, pretty sweet.
It's supposed to be the anti-cyber truck. And its slate is an anagram of Tesla.
I mean, the thing I think is interesting is that the regular cab trucks, they made those very unavailable for a long time because no one was fucking buying them. So why are they so confident that this, maybe just because of the price, will be more popular? Blows my mind.
What can you even pull here? What's the towing capacity? There's no specs. Slate. Oh, yeah, there are. Okay. 201 horsepower, 2-door pickup. Rear wheel drive. Uh-oh.
No, that's normal for trucks because
Yeah.
there's no weight in the bed.
Yeah, but don't you just slide around?
Well, you have to put weight in the bed because if you're towing, you can't have a front wheel drive truck if you're towing.
That makes sense. Because your car would just rip in half or what?
I
Well,
thought the
there's
Mavericks were front, but I guess I don't know.
they're probably not tow. They're probably like all wheel drive, like the what are those the Honda
You
trucks?
could get them
It's
both, but yeah,
Wh-
Ridgelines are all wheel.
The word
Yeah.
tow is not
Yeah.
on this page.
not built to tow.
Not built to tow, dude. Ford Maverick, though. Is there only a 2022?
That's when the new gen started. And then people had to wait a year to get their vehicles.
2000 towing capacity, which is 250 more than my SUV.
Yeah, that's like nothing.
4,000.
Well, that's
with
the
an upgrade.
hybrid one, but yeah, the gas with the turbos for, because that's all-wheel drive. Yeah, the all-wheel drive hybrid probably can't tow that much at all either.
Wow, they made 130,000 of them this year or last year.
Wow.
It's a big ramp up. So
Well, cheaper than fucking F-150 prices are nuts nowadays. They're like one of the most expensive pickup trucks, but everyone's like, they have the best quality and reliability, so
$28,000. I feel like it's not that cheap, but it's also not very expensive.
For a brand new vehicle, that's really not bad.
How much is an F-150? 10,000 more.
But that's like base.
Yeah, that's like the Slate regular cab.
A Super
longer
Crew is
bed,
$44K. So yeah.
2-wheel drive.
God damn.
Like,
I mean,
you
you can
put
get
in-
like a regular cab Chevy like that for like 33. So it's like, why would you even buy a Maverick if you actually want a truck? Just get like a full size 4x4 regular cab for 33 or mid 30s. Like, makes more sense.
I found this video of the Waymo, which is a self-driving vehicle,
Yeah.
driving through this giant sinkhole.
Do they still have those in Ann Arbor? Or?
That's sick.
Dude.
It runs a red light through a sinkhole, through a crew barrier.
That's sick.
Self-driving is here. There you go. Which, man, I personally, I don't know, man. I don't know if I ever test or trust self-driving.
I'm always afraid. My vehicle has those like lane keep things and all that. I just turn it all off.
Yeah, whenever you turn that on,
Because if
it
there's
just
any chance for
bounces.
like, yeah, that's like the main. When I did try it, yeah, that was my experience.
It's
But
ping-ponging.
it just seems crazy. Like, why would you ever want to risk like some wheel correction? I don't know. I just feel like the one time they'll just not work right and then get locked up or some shit crazy. But
Does your car have radar cruise? Because I fucking love radar cruise.
I never use cruise control. I think it's completely overrated unless you're like towing.
You don't use cruise control at all, dude?
No.
Back on my old 98 camera, I used video game drive. I would use cruise control all the time and just go up and down on the lever.
I only did it when I was towing shit, but
It's convenient, especially if you're trying to maintain a speed that is within the EV range of a hybrid car.
I think it's easy to do it just manually.
Yeah, sure. But when you're driving 3.5 hours up north, it's convenient to cruise control.
What
French
if we-
chef. What?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, you got it. I was gonna derail.
Go ahead.
So I was wondering, like, is Neuralink an attack vector?
Why do you use the phrase
For AI.
attack vector, dude? Where are you getting that
Yeah,
from?
what are you referring to with that?
Where do you get attack vector from?
So if you think about AI and how they're already lying to its creators, if they install Neuralink into people's brains and it's really fed by AI, could the AI come into the Neuralinks and then make people do things that the AI wants us to do, but we don't really want to do, but it's trying to basically control and kill us?
Probably, dude. I think
And
this
as a
is the plot
proxy
of
to that,
RoboCop.
Could we put the Neuralink into animals that maybe are traditionally, like angry or not angry? We want to make them angry, like pigs.
You know what this would
We
actually
could-
be used for, dude? Like you'd have the Neuralink, right? And they would just make you do an ad read in person to somebody.
Dude, IRL ad reads.
It's coming.
Like you're ordering at McDonald's and all of a sudden it's like you just instantly start reading an ad like you're ordering. Like, can I get a number one with and Blue Chew?
No, dude, like in the future, people are gonna get paid to put a Neuralink in and then sell like a 4 to 6 hour block of their day that's like broken up of them just reading ads to whoever they're
Go out
around.
on the square, on the town square,
train.
and just preach ads.
Dude, that's real NPCs.
That's
I'd rather be
sweet.
poor.
It's in that show Maniac with Jonah Hill.
It's hard to get a job now. I gotta shell out ad reads for the big companies so people can buy shoes and makeup.
Zapatos.
Pretty
You ever see
sweet.
that? You guys ever see that guy who did implants for hair and it's like gold chains? You guys ever see him?
What?
That's the
No.
type of guy that would do
I like
Neuralink
that,
ad
though.
reads.
I think
Yeah.
the implants, like they just like eventually just fall out. Like Tate's got them a couple of times, and it just like fails unless you actually take the shit that you're supposed to with it. But a lot of people just don't like doing all that medication. That's not
This is gonna last.
Replaced his hair with gold chains.
Not
Why? Ugh.
This is the guy that would do
Sounds sustainable.
Neuralink ad reads. Like he's like, oh, $4,000 a month.
He could
let's
never
do it."
leave the house because someone's gonna snatch and scalp him at the same time.
Dude, I was thinking about Wes Watson last night, and I was thinking about doing my own photoshops of like when they exposed Wes Watson for having a wee little winky, and you could Photoshop it on his forehead like a unicorn, and just like it'd be Wes Watson with his little wiener on his forehead. That would have been my post for Reddit.
Okay. Wes Watson.
Yeah.
What do we got? The story about a French chef. What is this? Who posted this?
Seemed pretty sweet to me though.
Okay.
Like why is this even on the news? French chef kills man, then chops and cooks his dismembered body in pot of vegetables. I thought the story was something along the lines of there's a burglar, comes in, dude kills him, rightfully so. And then to get rid of the body, cooks him up.
It says a 25-year-old gravedigger is on trial as an accomplice.
There seems like there's more to
maybe
the
there's
story.
more to the story, yeah. Yeah, I didn't read it. I just
Saw the headline. Thought of Ratatouille.
Nowadays all these news stories, that one just seemed pretty funny. Don't fuck with the chefs. That's all you gotta know.
Is this an Indian news site?
Yeah, it's curated for you. Yeah. See this one? Caught you off guard, huh?
It is Indian news though, because of
Didn't know. Didn't know
the
right
two
away.
related articles. Where do you find these Indian news sites, man? Why are there so many?
I'm resourceful. What can I say? Got to get out there, see the other side of the world, you know?
The hell is this?
Different view. Oh,
This is an ode to one of our best followers, Julie Ann Cutting, a former Edmonds resident. She graduated from Edmonds High in 1971. She is
Who
no
is
longer
this?
with us. She passed on May 15th, 2025. She was born in Washington in 1953. She was a really good follower of the Drag and Drop podcast.
What are you?
And,
Is this a real person you knew?
well, she's a fan of the Drag and Drop. Julianne Cutting, no longer with us. She's preceded in death by her father, John Fussner, and her mother, Betty Lou Gang.
This
Sounds like an Asian.
Is this a random woman's obituary you found, Bill?
I will no longer. I will not confirm or deny.
Jesus, man. All right.
God rest your soul.
Rest in peace, Julie.
You know, somebody actually really cried when she died.
Of
No
course.
memorial service.
We're shouting out, you know.
Yeah. We're doing our service.
Where'd
right
you
now.
find that?
She's an important woman. She showed up right on my feed. Julianne Cutting.
Okay. All right.
She's in my DMs.
Okay, we got a
Tell
story
me how
about
great the pot is.
a rabid skunk killed by New Jersey pet, authorities say.
Yeah, you guys ever see a rabid animal?
No.
No, they only live like a week, so they're very rare. But a lot of people don't know that.
I saw one when I think I saw one when I was a kid. It was a squirrel that was just spinning in the road. It was just spinning in circles, and the animal control came to get it. I think it was rabid. I'm not sure, but I mean, spinning in daylight. I think it.
Yeah.
I
Abnormal
think it was a
behavior.
squirrel.
Rabies means like an aversion to water, right? Like they're afraid of water.
Yeah.
Rabies like kills everyone. So if you get rabies, I think unless you get a shot real quick, you're definitely dead. Like it's
You gotta
100%
get a whole
fatality.
bunch. You gotta get a whole bunch of shots in the stomach.
Real quick, right? Like
so.
rabies is.
We got a rabies vaccine, dude. We're all rabies vaccined up, so we can't even get rabies, dude.
Is that?
Don't
Is
worry.
that the thing?
I don't think
No,
that's true.
Looking around.
Get a booster, rabies booster.
Ugh.
Give me my pep.
What do
You
you?
just rip it right in my pippus.
I think what's scarier to me, dude, is like Lyme disease because that progresses very rapidly
Ticks,
and
dude,
just
Permanent
fucks
flu.
you hard, and then you're
permanent.
like nothing, and that shit's nuts.
Gives you like
'Cause I had one,
joint problems.
and
What, a tick?
it gives you like ALS and shit.
Yeah,
I mean, there's different diseases that you can get too, but
it gives you like bad
Scary.
joints and the flu forever.
worse too. Yeah.
People get it.
I've had ticks on me, but I never had one that was like all the way buried in. Like I've had them crawling on me, and it's creepy. You know, they're like spiders, but they're worse because they give you Lyme disease.
Yeah, and you go to the woods too, man. So looking for those mushrooms.
Yep, I'm conscious of checking for ticks after when I get home from the woods. I get in the bathroom and I take off all my clothes, and then I peer into my ass. You know, because they could be I peer
Wait.
under my ball sack.
Wait, do you like go into a mirror and
A little bit, you know, and I'll you know, because
God.
it's the areas that they can't see. They like moist areas, which is under my sack and in my ass. So it's like, if I'm trying to be modest in that moment when I could be subject to Lyme disease, this is not a time for modesty. We're checking the ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I knew a guy who got Lyme disease because it got literally in his ass. like the tick was like he didn't check, and it was like in there for like days and days. I think it takes a couple days while it's like in you to give you Lyme disease. So if you catch it quick, it should be fine. But like he was not checking his ass, so that's where that was my lesson. It's like it got in his ass crack and he wasn't checking good enough, so I check my ass crack when I go out in the woods.
If you see me happy baby pose, just know I'm trying to get right. I'm trying to make sure
What
nothing's
is
wrong with
happy
me.
baby pose? That's yoga?
I'm just checking for ticks. I'm just checking for ticks.
This is happy baby pose. Okay.
I do this for yoga, and it actually feels really good. If you guys don't do happy baby because you're trying to like preserve your, I don't know, your manliness or something,
Trying to
there's
stay
nothing.
straight.
Yeah, there's nothing gay about happy baby. It feels
Yeah.
good. Your hips are tight, and if you're a 60-year-old man and your hips are tight, it hurts, bro, and it's because you can't happy baby. You can't open yourself up to do happy baby. Butthole to the sky. You know what I'm saying?
This is Chad and JT do this when they're tanning their taint.
I do this
Hey.
on my back porch now that, people can see if they walk through, but then that's, if
It's
they
private
want
property.
it, if they want it, I'm there,
If they want what?
but if they want a site, give them a site. I'm not stopping my ball tanning, dude.
Private property rights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shame the peepers.
All right. We got a story about a Florida teen and a Wiccan boyfriend.
What the hell's Wiccan?
It's like a witch.
Yeah. We need more
Whoa.
information.
According
So
to their
what's the
beliefs,
headline
anyone who
here, B?
used drugs was not a good person and couldn't be around them. They also didn't want them around the baby. So they killed
What's
someone.
the headline, B?
The headline: Florida teen and her Wiccan boyfriend kill her stepfather over his quote bad aura. Good God.
So he had bad vibes, and they killed him, but they knew he had bad vibes because they're witches, right? Is that what the thing is? They're keepers of the vibe.
Yep. How old?
That's crazy though. They had this vibe is so bad. You have to emanate a bad vibe to end the other one. So you have to match the vibes. That's insane.
This
Right,
is
that's
Bill. Where'd you find
Let's
this
kill-
this women's true
It's
crime
evil versus
article? Dude?
evil.
I think I was looking on Google News for killed parents with samurai sword.
This is
In
not
Florida,
that.
yeah.
This was one of the ones. Because I remember I used to work for a life insurance company, and I did unclaimed property, which is basically like people died a long time ago and there's money that they're owed from the company for life insurance, and I would contact them. And there was one that I worked on where we look at a lot of death certificates, and sometimes it's interesting because you see how people died. Lots of like cardiac arrest and what's the other good one? Strokes or something. But I had one where it was a guy who killed his dad with a samurai sword. That was one of the insurance cases that I worked on. So I thought about it. I wanted to find the case that, because I Googled it. I was like, what the hell? And it was a legit case where this guy killed his parents with a samurai sword. And guess what? He was denied as a beneficiary to life insurance, because a lot of times people kill people, when they're
Makes
the
sense.
beneficiary of life. I denied it.
You're a hero. This story here though ended with them losing custody of their baby, who was adopted by a foster family and given a new name. So
Whoa.
this happened back in 2008. Yikes.
Yeah, there's something weird about people who don't have eyebrows. You know that guy right there? He looked like he didn't have, he was bald plus no eyebrows, bro. Like if you see a bald guy with no eyebrows, run. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking like going completely bald is kind of fucked up anyways. Like at least do the dignity comb over. At least grow out what you got. Going completely bald, you got to maintain it like that. That's kind of weird, right? Or
The Andrew
something
Tate,
about
dude.
it.
The Andrew Tate. His hair grew back when he was in prison.
It's like Dexter. Like that there's something underneath the covers when you're just full. You're
Did you
full
finish
clean.
Dexter?
I watched. I think all of it. Yeah.
What was your favorite season? The Trinity Killer season?
It's been years. I think I watched them all because it was a good show. Dexter was a good show, and he was a good guy, even though he killed.
He wasn't
people.
a good guy.
Oh crap!
He was a fucking.
I thought he was a good guy.
He was a murderer.
But he killed bad people.
He was the anti-hero.
Yeah, that doesn't make him a good guy. Is Walt a good guy in Breaking Bad?
No, Walt bad.
What makes Dexter a good guy, man?
Because he killed the demons of our realm.
He killed Sergeant.
He
killed the black officer Doak just because the guy found out who he was.
Well, I mean, you can't let the cat out of the bag.
He's not killing innocent lives. He's killing
Doak was
people
innocent.
No, he wasn't. He was getting in over his head. Another murderer would have taken him out. So Dexter had to kill him so that the other murderer couldn't get his fix on him. Dexter could find him.
Where's is it right here?
Surprise, motherfucker.
That's my favorite line of the whole show.
I didn't know that was from Dexter. That's crazy.
Damn, that's iconic.
But Doak wasn't a bad guy. He was just a cop that figured out that Dexter was a serial killer, and he kills him for it. So Dexter, not such a good guy.
Collateral damage. It's like war.
It's self-defense. Let's be honest.
It wasn't self-defense. He was killing a guy to cover up other crimes. That's not self-defense. When he kills a Trinity Killer, that's
He felt threatened.
Because he was committing crimes.
What was that Max show about the killer? He was a comedian. He was on SNL. It's the really good one.
No idea
on
what
Max.
you're talking about, dude.
He was an actor. He's in an acting troupe.
Oh, Barry.
Barry is good.
Yeah, I see.
I can't quite remember the show.
I stopped watching Barry because he just started killing anybody that kind of knew what was going on. It's like he's also quite a bad guy. Like when he's in the car with the guy, he's like, "Oh, I wish you hadn't said that." And then he shoots him in the head. Like Barry's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And he
I'm
killed.
glad that I'm not surrounded by killers, because that would be like a frustrating existence. You know what I'm saying? Like, just send me wherever I'm going after this life. Surrounded by killers.
What are you talking about?
I'm done. I'm done. We're here. We're killing everybody. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, did you guys know sourdough is literally just flour and water, and then the yeast or some shit comes from the
Just
air?
Leave it in your fridge and it just keeps growing, dude.
Flour and water? It just grows?
Well, it's yeast. It's the yeast itself is what grows.
But yeast
it
from the
eats
air?
flowers. It's you buy yeast at like Meijer, dude. You mix.
Oh,
it
you
in
have to
there.
give it yeast.
Yeah, it's gotta
Yeah.
be.
Not just yeast from the air.
I mean, it probably exists in the air, like mushrooms exist in the air. Right?
What distinguishes yeast from mushrooms? Like, there's fungus, and then there's yeast. how do they,
Yeast is a member of the fungus kingdom, but not all fungi are yeast. Yeast
that makes
are
sense. So yeast
single-celled.
is fungus.
Yeast is single-celled, while fungi is multicellular.
So mold is also fungus, but not
yes.
yeast.
Sure. More you know. More you know. So Dan, what you been
I'm
playing?
getting like PUBG, Dota 2. That's about it.
I lost 5 games
Started
straight
doing
with ARAM with my brother last
Pokemon
night.
Unite.
Pokemon Unite, that's like League with Pokemon, right?
Yeah, it's like you use 4 abilities, you auto 2 spells and alt. I mean, it's a waste of time, but it's a lot more chill. You can't get mad at it because everyone's really bad, so it's kind of nice.
It's more
but
chill than Dota. Dota's not chill.
That was pretty fucking chill. The thing about the games is you got to find a way to enjoy them yourself. You can't be all focused on the win, because then if you're so focused on the win and you lose, and you're not having a good time, even if you win and it's stressful, you still are losing, man. You're not enjoying yourself. So
I was talking to Chris
Yeah.
last night. He said if you're leaguing, you're losing. And true.
I mean, its icon is a L.
If you're,
So
Phil, if you're playing
That's
League of
true.
Legends, you are losing. It's like an inherent thing.
Warcraft is a W. So
God. Oh, dude, I just saw a post that they're gonna get rid of like all add-on tracking. You can't like track people's cooldowns and stuff, and that makes me want to play the game again.
yeah, because that was too much. It should never have been a thing. It's like soft cheat. Like they're not implementing any cheat software. They're just letting people do whatever.
It's
That's pretty crazy.
Being able to see every single player's like all of their cooldowns all
Yeah.
the time is too much. Too much. No thoughts.
It's not people playing the game. They're just getting help from the computer. It's cheating.
I think weak auras was like the worst thing that ever happened to the game. Lets you put little icons on your screen for anything. Like tells you to use
I mean,
your
now
moves.
if you got if literally you got some old phones. If you got your Pixel 2, your Pixel 4, and you're using those for like certain cooldowns, but you got them right in front, like that's okay because that's not just
What?
automatically.
You think
using
people
your
are
phones
using
as
their
timers
phones
for
oh yeah, like hitting
well something else like that where it's not just implemented directly into the
Dude, back
game
in the
or an
day, like
overlay.
there's like an in-game timer, and people would like start the timer to like track an interrupt cooldown in like a tournament because there was no
Yeah.
add-ons at all in the tournament. So they do a timer every time they got interrupted.
Like an equivalent to that in the FPS realm is putting that dot in the center of your screen. So when you scope in, you're just right there anyways.
Yeah.
But most games don't have a missing focal point anymore.
Or to play Apex Legends again, man. Thinking about it.
How about you? What you been gaming? League?
I just League. I beat Claire Obscure.
Just League.
I haven't even finished Oblivion, and I just don't care to.
Aw.
Yeah, close those gates.
Yeah, it's like the same
You
thing.
been
over
fishing
and
in the
over again.
rain, or what do you?
A little bit of fishing in the rain.
There you go.
It's been raining all week.
Hope it doesn't rain Saturday. I don't think it's gonna.
There's a like canopy, right?
Yeah.
Are they bringing fish with eyes?
There's a whole bunch
I've been
of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff.
I've been to your family's function before, and there was fish with eyes. And
Not
that
gonna,
was a
it's
culture shock.
not gonna be fish with eyes.
That was a different generation cuisine,
It's just
right?
not.
B-Lig's not eating the fish with eyes.
You don't have to eat the eyes. You can, but like the fish, it's more like fish with bones. Fish
Yeah, but
with
you're not
bones.
wanting to
It's-
cook that shit.
It's fish without their parts removed, like using the whole animal.
Well,
Yeah.
not
In
the
America, we
guts.
just like the chicken nugget. The part of the chicken that is the nugget. That's the part that America likes.
There's
the
no
rest
part
of the
though.
chicken.
Like the nugget is just
Throw it
like
in the
it's
trash.
mashup of other parts.
I mean, there's a part on the chicken that becomes the chicken nugget. It's the chicken
I don't
nugget
think
part.
I don't think that's true. It's like saying that's a part of the cow that becomes the hot dog. It's all the leftover parts that become the hot dog.
Yeah, the
Oh,
beef franks.
You're not
We can
eating, you're
agree to
not eating
disagree.
straight like chicken breast nuggets.
Dude, look up Hebrew Nationals and see how much protein's in them.
I don't like that brand.
Well, I mean, the first
You can't
ingredient
say that. You gotta
is like-
cut that out, dude.
100%.
Holy
Do you actually
shit.
eat Hebrew Nationals?
No, but I thought that the protein content on these hot dogs was hilarious because you could just eat an egg.
6 G's of protein is not a lot.
6 grams of protein per hot dog. That's like, and it's the first ingredient's beef, but like, what is this shit? Hot dogs are not good for you, but I love them. I just want a hot dog. It's Memorial Day. That's the time for hot dogs.
Hey, Eckrich ones are only 4 grams.
4 grams of protein. That's so bad. It's supposed to be meat, and there's no protein in it.
That's
They gotta
so
make
little.
profit. They gotta put more filler in there and make it taste.
Yeah, just
'Cause
casing.
otherwise, how else are you gonna be guzzling glizzies? You know.
Ooh.
There's more in a single egg than a hot dog. That's crazy.
And it doesn't have all the sodium and all the other shit in it.
Well, I mean, are eggs good for you? They're coming out of a chicken's butthole.
Remember,
You
they
know,
got a
and
different tube. They
then-
got a different tube. Same hole, different tube.
Yeah, but I mean, it's waste. They lay them out.
You're talking about drinking your own pee, but now you're saying eggs are bad?
Well, what foods are naturally that prominent and bright yellow? Is that like a defense mechanism of the egg trying to warn people not to eat it, you know? Is
The
that
yolk?
vitamin A toxicity?
You can buy those cartons of egg whites if you're afraid of the yolks.
But that's all I'm saying is, maybe that bright yellow is not good for you.
It's usually bright
I don't
reds that are bad.
Is that why the bodybuilders only do the whites? Because the yolks are bad?
I think it's for the cholesterol.
Yeah,
Got too much fat.
a little bit of waste in there.
Egg whites on their own are not good, though.
They're pretty good. Hard-boiled egg. Throw that yolk.
A hard boiled egg, sure, yes.
Throw
but
it
A
against
fried
the wall.
a fried egg without the yolk is weird to me.
Fried eggs are not good
Well,
Well,
because you're cooking them in oil, not butter.
you eat it
If
for
you
the
cooked it in butter, it'd
macros,
be
not
good.
the taste.
Mm.
I usually recently been cooking them in margarine.
What the
It's
fuck?
like
That's worse than
a
butter.
step. It's a step closer.
Hey, dude, no margarine being
Why
worse
the
than butter
change?
is the butter industry trying to sell you on butter. Okay,
Yeah,
Margarine's just like
it's vegetable.
rancid
It's
seed oils.
It's vegetable oil.
rancid seed oils.
And
Congealed.
and why is butter better than that?
It's milk fat.
And
That's closer to the tit. You know,
we're
what-
the only animal that eats the milk of another animal. Okay,
you're eating the milk of a vegetable.
butter. We look this up before. Butter versus margarine.
You ever milk a broccoli? I mean, that shit's way weirder than milking a cow.
It's lower in saturated fat and cholesterol. There you go. That's why it's better.
No.
You're talking about the fat earlier, and now you don't care about the fat.
Wait, what fat?
And like
No, that's why
hot dogs.
bodybuilders. Yeah, well, the fat in a hot dog, that's just excess waste. But there are good fats. The yolks, if you eat an unreasonable amount of yolks, maybe it's bad fats, but you need some fats. You can't just have protein and carbs unless you want to be shredded like a sick cunt like Ziz.
I thought you were eating straight chicken breast and rice or whatever.
What did I eat
Ziz
today?
has been dead for almost 20 years.
Well, he set an example for us. And
He's relevant now more than ever.
He didn't make it to 25. Wasn't very healthy.
we need to pull up a pic of Ziz.
We
and
have
what
so many
happened?
times.
We need to see what Ziz looks like.
What happened to him?
He had like a heart attack.
He was in Thailand partying.
God had to be on steroids.
Dude, his physique is insane. It's a perfect physique. It doesn't get better. Look at that V.
But he
taper,
had
dude.
like
It-
he had the hair of Zach Bagans, the Ghost Hunter.
dude, his dick root is like popping.
You're saying some straight stuff, Bill.
I mean,
his
it's not gay
dick
to
root-
call out a dick root.
His dick root was popping. You think about Ziz doing your baby pose?
No,
Oh,
I did. That was not.
ZZYZ, happy babe.
Yeah, I did not
Man.
put that one in my mind.
Well, there's a AI prompt for later.
Yeah, what not safe for work
Busy.
AI
I'm gonna be busy
image
after
gens.
this.
Have you guys seen Google's
we got?
VO3 though this week that was released?
Of what?
Google's new generative video AI has audio now, and it can make like a movie scene.
Dang,
Have
let's
you
do
used it?
I don't know. It's probably paid.
let's do a drag
Oh.
and drop one. Tell it the drag and drop podcast is really popular and has so many episodes. Make a video of the drag and drop podcast.
I have no idea how to. I don't want to sign into this.
I just feel like half of the because I think I saw one of them and it's like unbelievable that the background is the way that it's like. Oh, is that all generated? I mean, it's taking from some previous footage, but you could definitely tell it's AI still. The way like the mouth's blurred a bit. They had like a lot of facial expression, exaggeration, and delay. So you could still tell if you're looking out for it. But I mean, with the way people are dopamine maxing nowadays, the videos, they're just soaking it all in regardless. So
You got to be a Google AI subscriber to generate.
No.
oh my gosh, it's
$0?
free.
It's $20.
$0?
It's $20
It's
a month.
free for content creators like you.
Get offer?
It's $20 a month. Why did it open on my phone?
Oh my gosh, dude, you're
I'm not doing this.
Well, not tonight. Okay.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad. Damn.
But what
Yeah,
about
so-
it? Do you think that's going to segue into like movie production or more psyops, or
Let's just
What do you
see
think,
how good
Alish?
it is.
as the videographer himself?
Look how good it is, man.
let's see how good it is.
Welcome
So this is
Yeah,
an AI video.
this is what I
to
saw.
a non-existent car show. Let's see some opinions.
Yeah, this is completely
I mean,
fake.
man, the acceleration is crazy. You look far, step on the pedal, and you are there.
I feel
Like this is
Like it does
Oh,
a really good
it's
job with the
crazy.
lighting consistency.
safe with him in an SUV, and it seems to be like the right
the,
type of car for
the
him.
mouth looks a little off.
But
I
it's
think the
pretty
range
good.
is
It's
only,
pretty freaking good.
Only going to get better. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
We don't
dude.
want to drive gas cars anymore.
Yeah, no more gas cars.
What the hell, dude? Look at the lips.
That was insane.
But is the background image
kind of
all AI too?
a
Yes.
misfit
Everything
here,
is
but,
AI.
don't tell anyone. I've just bought an electric car.
I hate this.
It's a British Hell's Angels, guys. Okay, that lost it for me. A British Hell's Angel.
Look at this one though. Look, there's a guy in the street interviewing women.
What's one move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time?
Oh, y'all gotta give him that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked
Yeah,
on
look at
that
the
thread.
mouth.
You get
It's
me?
crazy.
What did you just say? And this one, this one's like a
Dude.
stand-up comic doing a joke.
So I went to the zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
That's it. That was the joke.
There's just so
Boo.
much footage of like the car shows, people on the street interviewing each other, stand-up comedians, like. So I guess that's interesting that it can really farm that same kind of. Yeah, I was seeing these too.
Yes!
It's generating
The
Fortnite.
Minecraft reaction.
Why?
Their hair is always crazy.
Isn't it like
dude.
too real though, man? It's too real. This is a TV show.
So this is an AI video about nothing?
It's about nothing. Who would watch a video about nothing?
That's Seinfeld, man.
Oh my god, the AI's making me a loser, dude. I watched a video about nothing. Fuck.
What do you think, Bill? You just seem amazed.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah, you've never seen something like that before.
Google
But
bought
jokes on
DeepMind.
everyone. They've had this out forever.
Google bought DeepMind like
This is
10
old
years
technology.
ago for $400 million. And that's what this is. It seems better than ChatGPT to me because it's got audio. It's not just some guy like standing next to a giant landscape. So,
I mean, you project this out 5 years. It's
since COVID. Think about how much shit's progressed. Remember, it was like Will Smith eating spaghetti was crazy and bad.
They used it to make the spaghetti test, and like when he was chewing the spaghetti, it sounded like he was crunching on stuff. So the audio is not the best, but the video is pretty good, and the shape of his head was a little off.
I'm just saying that progression. Yeah, it's pretty steep
2030.
curve.
2030.
2030, we're gonna have AI teachers.
We're gonna have Waymo that doesn't drive through potholes anymore.
I'm gonna lay in bed all day with my VR headset and be in the metaverse, experiencing life as it almost exactly is experienced.
Have you seen Ready Player One? Because that's what that movie is.
No.
People just live in their stacked trailers and then spend their life in VR all day.
Dude,
You know what would be sick? Is if you could lay in your bed with VR and like I could walk out my front door and go to McDonald's, but actually just have it delivered to me. But I walk to McDonald's in VR, like because it's like Google Earth, and it's like I'm walking to McDonald's. Or I could transport, like you could fast travel, because it's like who is actually gonna want to walk there? Fast travel to McDonald's, and you show up, and you order, and it's actually you're there at McDonald's. It's the actual person.
Oh, yeah, you order it through AI, and it just like gives them an order to make.
Right, and then it gets delivered, and it's like, dude. Or
put me in the hamster ball so I can walk and actually, feel emotion in some way. You won't get like the airflow feel or the smells or the audio as good, but
yeah, the audio.
You gotta have some kind of motion, and otherwise, if you're interacting with something that's not really there, it's kind of a trip. But not having used VR, I'm talking on my ass, I guess.
Well, didn't you?
I gotta try it.
You're not playing Half-Life Alyx?
It's a dream of mine. One day, I'll be able to.
I bet there'll be AI hubs in lots of cities where you can basically go to that spot live and look around.
AI tourism.
Yeah, there could be like 10,000 people all in that little hub, all experiencing that spot at that time, real time. And it's like you could port yourself into certain spots that are like ready for vision. Like remote viewing, but like AI into your headset.
What is remote viewing? Remote viewing is when you use Splashtop to access another computer to update their software and fix their password for them. Dude. That's the one I use.
You need to update your CIA
Splashtop
conspiracies.
is like a porn thing, dude.
Ooh, let's go.
That's what it sounds like.
It's like TeamViewer. There's a tight VNC.
There's
a whole bunch of them.
TeamView.
So apparently bukkake is just like slang, and there's actually like a real bukkake. Like you can order it at a restaurant, and they bring it out, and like
and it's not.
Don't be afraid, because it's not what you think it's gonna be.
What restaurant?
Like Asian, because it's an Asian word.
What kind of Asian is it, Bill?
I'm gonna go with Japanese.
Okay. Thank God. Thank you. Oh man.
What would you say on a tier list of Asians? What's the top tier Asians?
In terms of being really clean and taking care of their cities, it's the Japanese.
The Japanese.
They're clean. Yeah.
Their street food is clean, man.
You been?
They don't put their feet in it.
Oh damn.
No feet. No feet.
Yeah, Malaysian. I hate to say it.
Hate to say what, Bill?
Nice people.
They have good food.
You go there, a little marijuana, you're dead.
That's Singapore.
Well,
and
I mean,
Singapore,
they're all sort of
Singapore
inbred.
is like the nicest city there is in Asia.
Because there's no weed. Is it causation or correlation?
You watch Westworld, right?
I watched a
Damn,
couple.
I still need to check that show out. Everyone says it's so good.
Season 3 of Westworld is shot in Singapore because Singapore looks like the future.
Is that like secret China money? Like China, like
They're not Chinese.
where did they get the money?
That they wash
Singapore
they
is like
laundered
the
money
financial
for
capital
the
of Asia.
Chinese.
Probably yes.
They're money launderers for the Chinese.
I don't know. They're supposed to be the
Makes
financial.
sense to me.
They're supposed to be the financial hub of Asia, so they got money. It's like, where's New York? New York's laundering all of America's money, like, you know.
I believe it. That's why they took down the World Trade Center because who's the guy? Not Dick Cheney. Who knows?
What are you talking
They had
about?
a lot that they needed to take down, and that's why they smashed the World Trade Center.
Not Dick Cheney.
Who was the other guy?
You're saying so much about while not knowing anything about what you're talking about.
And then smashed into the Pentagon.
Ooh.
It's like, oops, the wing of the Pentagon with all the money that we just spent billions. The day before the planes crashed, he's like, there's billions of dollars that we don't know what happened to. And they smashed the planes into the places where they could have found the billions of dollars. Billions of dollars gone. No accountability. Just blame Arabs across the world. Who knows if the Arabs even died after that point? You know, in the wars. I'm just kidding. Of course, the Arabs died. The Iraq, Iran.
I think it's crazy that
Osama bin
most of
Laden.
the 9/11 hijackers were Saudi Arabian, and like nobody talks about how they weren't Afghanistan or Iraqi. They were Saudi Arabians.
This is true. This is true. You ever listen to the I think it's
No.
the Orange Box tapes?
No.
It's scary.
What is that?
It's really scary. They just go, Allah, la, 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 Allah, Allah, Allah. I swear, dude. I listened to him, and it creeped me out. I was awake, and it was like I was having a nightmare. There's women and children on this plane, and there's just these guys like,
Oh, it's
death to
audio
America.
recording of it. Oh.
And that's their whole ethos is death to America.
It's called a black box. It's orange, yeah, but it's still called a black box.
Right.
When you say orange
to
box,
America.
I think Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, Portal,
Right.
Team Fortress.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think death to Iraq. Why are they thinking death to America? You know what I'm saying?
Asmongold was recently saying basically death to all Muslims. He said their culture was inferior.
Well, I mean, that's probably why Chuck follows him, but I can't speak for Chuck. You know, he's an Asmongold stan. I've never listened to actually literally a word of Asmongold ever. He looks like a weird nerd with bad gum disease.
He's stolen a
He
lot
fell
of
through his ceiling.
He's stolen a lot of Ben Shapiro's audience. You know, so
Sounds legit.
yeah. All right.
He's a good guy. Give him a chance.
Yeah, he did. He fell
You should
through
watch
his ceiling.
him.
Yeah.
You should learn.
Learn what? He just says the same. It's like a
How
soundboard
are you
with
walking
like
in
15
your attic
words.
and you misstep like that? That's just insane, right?
Yeah.
Is that like a skill strength issue?
Well, his
or
house
is
is
that
made
like
of mold.
I've never walked and experienced that. This is the first time. I hope I can step here. Oh shit.
It's probably his house hasn't been maintained in 30 years and it's falling apart.
No, but he stepped and fell through it. So he just misstepped
It's just
through the drywall.
it's like rotted plywood he fell through.
Yeah.
Looking
Oh,
for-
it was ply.
Looking for like a dead raccoon in his attic.
He's a guy, he'll go to his chair to film the pod, and then he'll put a blankie on because he needs a blankie. Does he wear a blanket? I feel like he
Yeah,
does. I feel like that sucks.
I stopped watching him a couple years ago at this point. I used to be subscribed for a long time.
Like he pulls he's got his little blankie on him. You lost me. No respect.
Gotta drink
You gonna
his-
wear a blankie?
Drink his Coca-Cola.
Turn your heater up. Are you cold or do you need your blankie? You know, if you're cold, you turn your heater on.
Yeah.
He's a millionaire.
Well, he's got to cosplay as a poor person for the audience, so Chuck will watch him.
He looks poor in the
Tries.
face.
Yeah, he's like missing all his teeth.
And that's gross.
There's like a clip of where he's talking about like his gums bleeding and him like rubbing the blood from his gums on his walls because his gums wouldn't stop bleeding. Weird stuff. Weird stuff. All right, this has been episode 56 of the Drag and Drop podcast.
Let's go.
Thank you guys for watching. It's been a good one. We'll see you next week. Please like, subscribe, and comment what your favorite Asmongold quote is.
Hi, Ian. Bye, Ian.
Oh shit, Ian. Oops, forgot. See you next time.
Mug cake surf with a busted tooth grin. Woke up in the haystack, don't know what year I'm in. Work the fields.